Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 17 of Days Gone, and a special early hello to More Than a Mia. We're back, and as we get into episode 17, and we might have to maybe cover this a couple more times. Hopefully, by the fact that it's episode 17, that will communicate a certain layer of depth into the game, but I cannot overstate how little you want to be here if this is your first episode of Days Gone. We have a whole collection, episodes 1 through 16. If you're curious about the gameplay and sort of the arc of the story and what I think about it, it is well covered. I would be happy to discuss general impressions, but major spoilers, because we've had a lot of really big plot events here. So if anyone has stumbled in here by accident, please check out some of the older episodes. That said, we're going to head out because we have somebody that we care about very much to do some work for. Let's see. Oh, and by the way, like, this is an all new map. I hadn't actually opened it up here. Oh boy, we can't even scroll up anymore. That's where we came from. And then we came down here, and this is sort of where we are now, and we can see how little of the world that we can, that we know about. And, oh, I'm apparently right here. Excellent. There's one nest around here that I would really like to find before we go. I know that we've checked some of these areas, but let's, actually pop right back off the bike then. Hello to Feecrest. So earlier today, Feecrest, there's going to be a little bit of running here. What we're doing is looking for the fifth and final nest in this area to clear the infected zone. And I ran around a bunch at the end of the previous episode, didn't quite find it. I wanted to give it one more pass before we move on. If we get close enough, Deacon will call it out. But short of that, we sort of have to get close enough. Anyway, earlier today, Feecrest had a chance to play some Division 2 with Tashir and Deacon, and I had a chance to see most of that while at work. I don't need this bat for anything. No, our current bat is just fine. That was a real good time, and I'm sure that you can catch it on twitch.tv/Tashir Games. That's TASHERRE Games. Sorry, that was kind of slurred. TASHRRE Games. No, that's still right. No, TASHERRE Games. Tashir. Yes, okay. Boy, it only took that many tries. And Feecrest may also have been streaming it at twitch.tv/Feecrest. I am not certain one way or the other. Oh, I went completely the wrong way. I can't stab her from here. Oh, yes, I can. Hello to Tashir. I'm sorry, Chivalry as well. Yeah, this is the dead-ass wrong way. You would have thought that the bright white triangle that was over there might have been a handy way to tell my way around, but that's what happens when you're trying to spell Tashir. Yes. Wait, hold on. We definitely don't want her to scream. This is a Banshee. If she screams, she draws in a lot of high-level enemies, and also does a lot of damage because she's very loud. She's Monkey Woman in that way. Now she's down. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. It has been absolutely gorgeous weather here. Got a chance to actually walk to and from work. My second job is local and takes only slightly longer to walk than it does to navigate traffic. So anytime the weather's nice, I get a chance to do that. And it is just wonderful. Okay. So the goal is somewhere in this red area, there is at least one more nest. And usually it's inside of a structure or... I'm just trying to think of where on Earth I haven't covered yet. Because we've made the rounds, is the thing. Maybe under here? Is it possible that's an overpass? This feels like, at best, it's right on the edge. Yeah, no, it's just a regular road. If we can't find this, I will move on. I'm not too proud to say that I'll just come back at a later time. It's just... Normally, it's kind of intuitive. I looked underneath the bridge. Huh. All right, let me just head up here, farthest north eastern portion here to see what we can find. I'm actually not sure if burning out the nests reduces the number of infected there are in the area. I think it does, because, for example, taking out the enemy encampments, like the encampments of enemy humans, reduces their patrols and gets them out of the area. So there's fewer ambushes and snipers and other things that Deacon might run into. Come to think of it, there's probably a little bit of a gameplay benefit to not doing that, because you'd make more experience points, but I kind of like role-playing the character. Like, he would place a high premium on getting those guys out. See, this actually looks kind of promising, that maybe there would be a nest underneath this. No. Yes, Mia, thank you very much for doing the shout-outs for Tashir and Feecrest. I had missed the very end of their adventure and actually had to text Feecrest afterwards to say, hey, did you guys pass the last mission that you guys were doing? Because when I looked, looked away for a minute, it was suddenly over, and I just wasn't sure because it was one with a time limit. Yeah, the thing of it is, he'll call it out. If you like, not only will he call it out, but it actually gets marked on the map, which means that not only have I not found it, apparently I've never been particularly close to it, and it's just a matter of trying to figure out what on earth I could have missed. I'm gonna head back to the bike now. We'll head back here. Almost certainly there'll be some adventure, some voyage, some quest that's going to occur in the area, and I will stumble upon it accidentally and then wonder how on earth I managed to miss it all of those times, but yeah.
Where is it? God
damn.
Oh, it's got to be close.
It is close. See how it's marked on the map now? Don't ask me how I managed to not go this close over and over again. Now, as of the last episode, we had a viewer who pointed out, hey, use an incendiary bolt. It's more effective than using a Molotov. Except for the bird's nest. We did find that out. Oh, I had one more cartridge shell. Oh, I didn't kill that guy. They're alive, by the way, if anybody's just joining. They're not actually zombies, so that guy running around minus an arm is... he's not having a great day. All right, I'm going to pick up the nest residue. Ricardio, no, you're actually catching us right at the beginning and doing very well. I hope the same is true of you and your family. I've been very, very blessed, both of us have, to not have anyone in our even extended circle come down with obvious symptoms of COVID-19. We talked in recent streams about a family member who was encountering some extreme vertigo. I'm relieved to say that has passed, and she's feeling 100% better, so thank you to everybody who extended some good thoughts there. It's something that has happened in the past, and if anything, this time lasted less long. It was more intense, but lasted much less time. Okay. I semi-forgot that I was heading towards a enemy human base. Don't stand in that. Yeah, I think the element of surprise is pretty much completely out the window. Now, the fact that they know that I'm coming doesn't need to mean that they know where I am. We can still sort of reposition and evade detection. I'd really like to get eyes on that sniper because, yeah, I don't think Sniper actually knows where we are. Actually, she's got a pretty good idea. Let me make some use of this crossbow here. Just, again, aim somewhat higher than you think you have to.
Okay, come on, you assholes. Let's do this.
Saw something. He shot me! Can't move around him! Damn it! Freaks! Come on out!
Oh, that's a person. Okay.
Burn, you asshole.
Kind of tempted to grab that sniper rifle so that we can make some use of it. Ricardo, you're saying that in his district there's only 116 cases, which is fortunately not too high. Yeah, let me grab this sniper rifle real quick. I should have marked that person when I had the chance with the binoculars. Yeah, I do have to say that a couple people that I knew professionally did not make it. But in terms of like friends and family, like people that I knew better, it's been fortunate in that way. But I still think a lot about the folks that I knew at work. And I continue to make the mistake of bringing this up as a topic, but it's so top of mind. And when people like Ricardo stop by, I want to check in with them and make sure that they're okay, which then opens the door to feeling sad and stressed about it. So we'll probably bounce on to another topic, but just because we're talking about other things doesn't mean that we're not thinking about them. In any event, let me just see if we can get over here. No. Yeah, I couldn't find a way down from that sniper perch, so we're going to head around. Alec Nax is playing some Shadow of Mordor. So Alec Nax made an interesting comment at an earlier point that he felt like there's a lot of crossover between Shadow of Mordor and this game, Days Gone. And you know, in the fact that they're both open world, you know, that is a point of commonality. But I feel like I'll say this to Alec Nax if he hasn't already, the closest analog to the Shadow of Mordor games would be the Batman Arkham games. And if somehow you arrived at this year, 2020, without having played those, you are in for a lot of fantastic gameplay, because those were very much the model for the Shadow of War games. Who is I don't see a lot of reason to If anybody is unfamiliar with it, I know that P-Crest was a big fan as well. Oh, you know what's just occurring to me? So, sorry, there's a few thoughts that started there. Let's immediately continue with just a Shadow of War comment, that I know that P-Crest was a big fan. However, if anybody else has not sort of, is not familiar with it, the Shadow of War and then Shadow of Mordor and then Shadow of War games are open world action combat games set in the world of, you know, the Lord of the Rings. And they are fantastically non-canon in a way that seems to make certain people really upset. To me, I am perfectly comfortable with their lack of official status, because I really enjoy the gameplay in them. But if you're looking for a deep, thoughtful expansion of the... Oh, hello. I don't know what that guy was guarding. a deep and thoughtful extension of the Tolkien universe, you are not going to find what you're looking for. If, however, you're looking for, I really like the combat in the Batman Arkham games, and I would like more of it, more possibly than any human can handle, then they have you covered. Okay, presumably that's the hostage that we were sent here to rescue, and that I did a very poor job of safeguarding.
Hang on, I'm coming. How the hell are you doing, Lieutenant?
St. John. Thank God I'd given up hope.
Oh, yeah? Well, a good friend of mine once told me, never give up hope, because you lose that, you may as well just pack it in.
Keep that in mind next time I'm ambushed by a dozen squatters.
You okay? All right, listen. Camp's clear and your bike's still in one piece, so can you just get back alone, huh?
Yeah, I can handle it. Thank you, St. John.
Sure, now get going. Go.
New skill point. I actually really like the fact that there's a character in the game who comments on the name Deacon St. John and kind of gives Deacon a hard time about it. Like, to everybody else, he knew them, but when he introduced himself to the first time, he's like, the other character's like, really? Deacon St. John, huh? That's what your parents went with. Okay, reducing the reload times, I'd be very comfortable with. Yeah, we're up to rank 5 on melee and survival. Let's grab quick reload. And hello to he who dies. By the way, if anybody's come in that I failed to say hello to you as well. Sometimes I don't always miss people's I don't always catch people's introduction, but then when I see them chatting, it's always great to be able to catch up. Also, I did want to call out, oh gosh, who was it? Null, who I don't think is here at the moment, but hopefully they will stop by. Null made a comment that he actually got to see Sam Witwer on his Twitch channel playing this game, which I would love to see that. Like, clearly, I don't think I'd want to see it until after I've finished it, just in case he, talks about events that happen later on. But I would love to get his perspective on the development and the recording sessions and anything else. I really enjoy what is it called? Behind the scenes information about games and the development like this. And yes, I appear to be going away from the motorcycle, but that's because we have to get around this rock outcropping. The other thing I was going to say is, in an adjustment that is apparently only evident to me, the sound, at least at the moment, is no longer reversed. And we looked it up. It turns out that's a thing that happens sometimes on the PlayStation 4, where on headphones, it'll just, reverse the channels for no known reason. And apparently the fix is to just change something in the audio settings. Like, change it so that, only chat audio comes through the speakers or something like that, and then just change it back, and that sort of resets it. There was allegedly a mushroom here, or at least I thought there was. Let me go grab this one. Okay, now we got to choose where to go. We finished up that. So, we can return from that bounty, which I'm pretty sure is what we just did. We could go do some of this stuff. Oh, different infestation camps. Well, let me tell you what's close? Oh, wait, this one. It's 226. I bet we can clear out this ambush camp before it gets light. So all of that preamble was just to say that we made a few changes to the audio settings, and at least at the moment, it no longer sounds like people in front of me on the left are coming from behind me and on the right. We'll see how long that lasts. Okay, just turn this off, and if we have to deal with these... here's the kind of sort of zombie enthusiast I am. I actually looked online to see if there's any description or lore or explanation for the witch in the Left 4 Dead games, just because I was curious if there's any, like, in-universe explanation for what she's crying about. If anybody is unfamiliar in the Left 4 Dead games, there's a particularly lethal enemy who is a woman who is just, like, kneeling on the ground and sobbing inconsolably. And I mean that in the most literal sense, because if you make any attempt to console her,
Clear the camp.
or draw any attention to yourself at all, she will pretty much insta-kill whichever character draws her attention.
There's one. Gotta finish this.
And I was always sort of curious, like, what's her story? But I don't know if there's any deeper lore to it. I think that, like, that's one of the hallmarks of Valve games.
Colonel, sir, reporting in. It's, well, oh, Jesus, it wasn't easy. But I got her out. Lieutenant Norwood is out.
Good work, Corporal. I'll send a patrol out now. What?
She said she could make it on her own, so,
that's not what I
I'll
intended to
radio
throw.
in later, make sure she made it. St. John out.
I guess it was an effective distraction, but it's not quite what I meant.
Colonel, sir, just checking in on Lieutenant Norwood.
Corporal. The hell? I've just read her report. She claims that you took on an entire drifter camp, single-handedly.
Well, I wasn't about to leave her in there alone, sir.
Very good, Corporal. Captain Curry has put your name in for a promotion. I'm beginning to see why.
Corporal St. John is picking a hell of a time to yell his status report back to base.
What was it?
Let me switch to the rock I had intended to use.
Something's out here.
I did enjoy, by the way, so Bron is my dad, who is one of the viewers, and I had a non-binding friendly bet over whether or not I'd be able to take out any camps completely silently. I did in a previous episode, and when I let him know, his response was, okay, now do 2. Which I actually really liked. Oh, and by the way, so I had misunderstood part of the conversation. I don't remember now if I texted him, but I had intended to. Did you send him a text afterwards? It was his birthday, and like his actual birthday. I'd come to think that it was a day or two off yet. But Bron, if you're here, or if you hear this later on, happy birthday.
You like killing drifters, is that it? How do you like it now?
I still don't think I'd be able to hit anything that was in motion with the crossbow, but in terms of stationary targets, getting a little bit more comfortable with that projectile drop. Oh, also, I used a smoke bomb by mistake. It's a good idea to stay up to date on your crafting, just because that way you can always pick up the materials that you need as you find them. Okay. The sun's going to be coming up pretty soon. These are not impossible when the sun is up. It's just, you know, the enemies can see you from a lot farther away. Shoot. Shoot.
Damn it! They're down! Hey, shit. What? Men coming!
Can I throw a rock, do you think?
Yeah. Just gonna sit there?
crud. Okay.
Not this time.
Oh, that's weird. He wasn't dead before.
Where the hell'd he go?
He's out here somewhere. Find him.
There's another one. I got you now, asshole.
I will confess, this would not count for my bet with Bron because this is not technically stealth. They know I'm here. I'm just exploiting their curiosity and odd lack of suspicion about the pile of dead bodies that's over here. Square. More square. There we go. Okay. What do we got? I see that person. Let's make use of this sniper rifle for a second. Oh, that's a heavily armored person.
A lot of ammo left.
He's not going to be too happy about that. Okay, hold on. Let me switch back to crossbow.
Not moving, huh?
If there's a way to do a slide down the... Oops.
One more left.
A slide down the ladder, I would love to know it. Because it kind of seems like Deacon would know how to do that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Next time you set up an ambush, don't pick on the wrong guy. I wonder if they had a bunker around here.
Wait, did I kill the big armored guy? I mean, I shot him, I thought, in the head, but I didn't think that that would be enough to take him down. Maybe he wasn't armored. Maybe it was a near miss and I just misunderstood. Let's see. I could probably use some fuel. Let me see if I can just toss this over next to the bike. Yeah, let me, we'll just toss that down the path. We'll get that in a second. And then we had a thing to pick here. And we care about this because we're going to need cash. All of this adventuring is depleting our resources. Things like the suppressors and the bullets. Yeah, I'm embarrassed about that too. You don't have to laugh at me. Okay. So anyway, picking a few additional plants just means that we'll be able to recoup our losses. Do you think there's anything up here? I want to say that there's usually some good crafting materials, but I also feel like I'm pretty full. Let me just look here. Well, I'll tell you what, if it had the pieces to build some more proximity bombs, I wouldn't say no. I think it's worth the climb. On the path up, I really want there to be a like a podcast recap of like Mia, Feecrest, He Who, and Fox Eyes, or like somebody doing episode by episode recaps of Star Trek Discovery, because I need to hear what other people think of season 2, episode 4. There's nothing up here, by the way. Every other one we've climbed, I feel like we got something out of it, but this one, so like, you know that thing where people like put their feet on the outside and they slide down like it's a very uncomfortable fireman's pole? I don't know how to do that with Deacons. We're just gonna have to climb down. Oh, and also, just random aside, you want to know why people on the internet are kind of paranoid sometimes? In an earlier episode of this game, I made an offhand comment about, like, one of the worst episodes of Star Trek ever is an episode in which Tom Paris and Janeway on Star Trek Voyager turn into salamanders and have children, like little baby salamanders. And Immediately after that episode, we went to YouTube, and what was recommended in the you might be interested in a video on this topic, and it was an episode recap of Threshold, which is that episode of Star Trek Voyager. I didn't type anything in, okay? Like, where the hell did that come from? And also, God, the second thing, well, something else just happened with that. It was a different episode. In the Pale Moonlight, yes. Yep. Yeah, just random aside. I mentioned in the Pale Moonlight, suddenly out of the blue, YouTube is recommending an episode recap of In the Pale Moonlight. It's just a little odd that works. Neither of us has typed the words Star Trek into the computer. Like,
map.
Oh, hold on, we got a map.
They marked it up pretty good.
Yeah, this is going to unlock a new crafting material. Or a crafting recipe. Got it? Yep. A tractor... Ooh. I like the sound of an attractor bomb. At the moment, it's step 1 attractor, step 2 bomb. But this looks like it just gives us step 1. I also maintain that if Mia is going to play the Blair Witch game on stream, that this should be preceded by a watch-through and movie commentating from her and Chivalry for Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows. No, sorry, The Blair Witch Project, followed by Blair Witch 2, then followed by Blair Witch. And to be honest, like, I'm not that interested in the commentary for the first movie. I feel like that one has been discussed and rediscussed to death. But more people in the world need to experience the second Blair Witch movie, and also then to go down the rabbit hole of why that movie is the way that it is. We're done here, right? Like, we did everything. Yes. Okay, so now we've got a couple options, and one of them is right down here. Look at all these, look at all this infestation site. How do you think we're doing on ammo and such? Also, there's a Nero research site. Jeez, hold on, I'm going to go over there. It's broad daylight. This is the best time to do something that the zombies might consider objectionable. So, if Icarus is saying that movie was just awful, presumably about Blair Witch 2, it is a bad movie, but the story behind it is fascinating. And I know that I bring this up, I probably brought this up in a previous episode. If you are listening to this and you have not watched an episode, it's a video on YouTube, and Good Bad Flicks, that's the name of the channel. That guy did an exemplary video about the making of the Blair Witch Project 2, a Blair Witch 2 Book of Shadows. He goes into the creation of the film, the backstory behind what it was, like how it was pitched, how it was made, what the studio wanted, the quick turnaround time, and most impressively to me, the open contempt that director Joe Crud, it's not Joe Dante, Berlinger, thank you. Joe Berlinger. Wait, hold on. There's something over here. We'll continue our spoiler-free examination of Blair Witch 2 in a few moments because we've got something to locate. So I'm trying to get the controller to vibrate. We've got something... Oh, this is it. This very, very bloody man.
There you are.
Haseo, thank you so much for the subscription. I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Now, Haseo, sorry, we'll be back to it in just a second. Haseo, did you complete Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4? Marvel's Spider-Man, as some people would call it. I really, really enjoyed that game, and I'm curious what your thoughts were on it.
Yeah, nice bunch of rapists, thieves, and murderers. What you doing out here, huh? You looking for your next easy target?
Okay. You know what? This is probably one of the best opportunities to use not an incendiary bolt, but a berserker bolt, residue bolt, whatever you want to call it. Because all you got to do is tag one of the guys. Maybe don't shoot them directly between the eyes. That may not have the desired effect. So what that was supposed to do was to make that person nuts and cause him to start shooting his friends. We decided to go with a different plan. Okay, they already know I'm here. We're gonna ditch the suppressor. Yeah, I'm not gonna give up the... I don't think that was it. Yeah, so I hear somebody over here. My mini-map says they're over here. Okay, let's see if we can spook them.
Yeah.
Nope. They're not above me. Where? Oh. Havoc, hello. Okay, so I was saying that he's about 65% of the way through Spider-Man. We have a full playthrough up here, but I would encourage everybody to watch it live at twitch.tv/HaseoRyu. That's HaseoRyu. He is... I would very much like to be there when he sort of rounds out to the end of the adventure, because I think that of all of the things Spider-Man does very, very well, the story is very much a part of that. And I will look forward to catching that later. That was the most dramatic kill ever, but you're just going to have to take my word for it, because it didn't have the best camera angle. Yeah, Havoc, hello. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday.
Help! 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 Yo!
Okay, dial it down.
Okay.
Dial it down,
Wanna
guys.
die out here? Look, there's a camp that...
Yeah, camp? What camp? Show me. Where?
Boy, this is a good question, because I kind of want to get my attention up with both of them. I'm going to go with Diamond Lake for now, because I don't think that I have very good trust over there yet.
Diamond Lake, there's a militia camp. You gotta ask for Captain Curry.
I was a goner. Thank you. Thank you, man. I thought it was over. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell him it was Deacon. Deacon St. John. Keep your head down and run.
You know what's a bit odd? Deacon told Captain Curry that his wife's name was Beth, and Captain Curry had no questions about the giant Sarah tattoo on the side of his neck. I guess if I was in Captain Curry's position, I wouldn't necessarily have brought that up either, but it certainly would have raised an eyebrow, because it feels like that might not be the most popular thing in a marriage. I guess he could say that that was the name of his mom or something, but boy, Sarah Forever takes on a different tone if it's an immediate blood relative. I gotta run back to the bike, and as I do, so in the video that you should watch, and you should not, pay any heed to the things that I'm going to say about it, Blair Witch 2 was originally supposed to be a super quick, cash-in. A 1-year turnaround time, Paranormal Activity style. This is very popular. We made $100 million on the first one. Let's get another Blair Witch out immediately. And so they shopped it around, and Joe Berlinger really wanted to do a project, and they wanted him to do the Blair Witch Project, and he said, no, I didn't like that first movie. And specifically what Joe Berlinger disliked about it, what he felt was objectionable to the Blair Witch Project, was the way that it blurred the lines between reality and fiction. And that really bothered him. He didn't like the fact that it was a fictional movie that presented itself as though it was reality and had tricked a lot of people into going into the theater. And having known a lot of people who felt really deceived by that, I can see where he's coming from. Sorry, I thought that this truck was something interesting on the mini-map, but no, it's just a truck. So he wrote a movie, Joe Berlinger did. He wrote Blair Witch 2, and the purpose of it was sort of a deconstruction. He wanted to make a movie about the blurred lines between fiction and reality, and what happens when you lose your grip on what is true because you are paying too much attention to how the world presents through the simplicity of a camera lens. That is not the movie that we got, but you can see a lot of elements of it in there. And allegedly, what happened, reportedly, is that he did his cut, he showed it to the studio showed it to test audiences, and they felt like confused, or they were expecting something more like the original movie. So the studio handed it off to... No, actually, I don't think they did. I think that they made Joe Berlinger go back and record some additional scenes that was like super violent and bloody that are just like crudely inserted into the movie. They were shot in Joe Berlinger's own backyard with like other like stunt characters, like they're not even like the main characters really, and just sort of these quick cuts to get it into the movie. And then the studio recut the film without Joe Berlinger present and gave us the movie that we have. Would Joe Berlinger's cut of Blair Witch 2 have been any good? I have no idea. But very much like the Josh Trank version of Fantastic Four, I desperately want to see it. I really want to see the movie that he made, because the movie as described sounds much, much better than the movie that we actually got. The video by Good Bad Flicks also...
I wonder what's in here.
What's that beep? I'm just looking around to make sure there's not like a proximity mine or something here. Oh, I understand that they made that movie just a few counties over from where he lives. Or lived. Oh, it's in a cave. Okay, I get it. The Nero site. It is still beeping, though, so we might keep it quiet as we go in. But there were some other really cool things about the production. So the... What is that? Oh, God, I kind of want to save it. What is this? Okay, it's not an automated turret, as it turns out.
Injector, just what the doctor ordered.
I'm going to go with focus. I really like that slow-mo.
This will help me focus. Micro recorder. Hello.
Come on. We have to move quickly.
You sure it's out?
Yeah, I'm sure. That was enough ketamine to knock out a dinosaur. Field note 2020. Examining a specimen of Ursus americanus mutans.
Ranger Bear. That's what the drifters call him.
Always good to know the local colloquialisms. Thank you, Corporal. The subject is continuing to lose fur and gain mass at an accelerated rate. Weight estimated at 400 kilograms.
Hold on, we will continue to listen to that. Let's go burn out some nests and try to get to this other upgrade point.
Up 20% from our last measurement.
That's a big bear.
This isn't a bear, Corporal. Not anymore.
My old man, we used to hunt him. Not here, but in Northern California. He told me about the record for largest black bear ever killed.
I can't wait.
1972, over 1,000 pounds.
Or 500 kilograms, since this is not part of my record. I promise you, before this guy's done mutating, I'll make a
Or, you know, you could have killed it so it's not out here trying to fucking eat us.
Deacon's not wrong. All right, we're going to go a little bit further down the path here. Joe Berlinger, by the way, has, like, release notes on how the release version differs from his original script. And as the guy at Good Bad Flicks points out, they basically put the middle of the movie at the beginning and parts of the beginning of the movie at the end. I mean, they recut it into a sequence that doesn't make sense. And as a result, a lot of things are shown out of context, or and a lot of it is out of order. So as a result, it just doesn't flow the way that it should.
Clear it out. I gotta cut down on the swarmers out here.
And he compares it to, like, watching, I think it's like The Usual Suspects, and gives it like a sequence of events that if you saw it recut in this way, the movie would make absolutely no sense. Cool. Now the only question is, where the hell was the screamer that did that? Reload faster. But then the coolest thing about Blair Witch 2 is that for the DVD release, which we happen to have here, like it was like one particular cut of the DVD, they inserted what they called the Secret of Esrever, which sewed a whole bunch of hidden messages into the movie in ways that, I mean, we've probably watched that movie oh, Christ. Crud. Oh, this is just getting worse. Okay, hold on. Okay, jeez, okay.
I smell it. It's gotta be getting close.
We've probably seen that movie, I don't know, 2-3 times. You know, it's not like, you know, anybody's favorite movie. I mean, it's literally nobody's favorite movie. But it was... The things that are in there are hidden in plain sight in some pretty clever ways. And it all came together in, like, this secret website stuff. Like, you gotta watch the video. It's super well done. All right, short controlled burst there, Ripley. How we doing?
There's another nest. Yeah, let's burn it up.
Hold on, boys. Come on, come on. So the much shorter version is, I would just be really interested to see, to hear, like, Mia encounter that movie for the first time and then move on to the third movie, which If nothing else held my interest, and I have my own probably completely unwarranted fan theory about the third movie, but I will leave it alone. Wait for other people to be able to see it. Okay. Yeah, somehow, this particular infected zone, we have all the nests mapped out. Oh, and you know what? Actually, time out, because I really want to burn off this bird's nest, because if that section of crows comes after us... Oh, gosh. Because it's saying the zombies attack like his family attacks the black sheep of the month. So what we're on the lookout for is a tree with probably one or more bird's nests in it and swarming with extremely aggressive black crows that are infected with the virus. Yep. Yeah, look at them. So I don't know if I have any options to sneak up on it, but I think that a single Molotov applied correctly will get it done for us. And if it takes two, whoops. If it takes two, it takes two.
To a nest. Whew, I can smell it.
Come on. Just a little bit closer.
Let's go.
I'm hoping that'll burn out multiple nests. Or not. Okay. The tree is now no longer marked on the mini-map, and hopefully we can get out of here before the crows themselves decide to come after Deacon. So as of the point of this recording, which is, what, the 23rd here of May, a lot of people are highly enamored with a game called Maneater, which is, and by the way, if Mia, we should have a little bit of a collection to see if Mia will play Maneater, because I think that it's the sort of game that she would really get a kick out of. You play as a shark, and it, whoa! Okay, why was that there? I was expecting a whole bunch of guys to run out. And they're not. So I'm just going to keep on down the road. So you play as a shark, and your goal is to kill the guy that killed your mom. Which I really enjoy. And you can do things like leap out of the water and like slither up onto the beach and grab beachgoers and stuff. And it has been a lot of fun to watch. But what I find interesting about it, beyond, you know, it being Jaws 2: The Revenge, is that a game came out a few years ago, I think it was an Xbox 360 game, called Jaws, in which you could do a lot of the same things as you can do in this game, except everybody mocked it for how silly it was that a shark could jump up on land and sort of bounce around on its belly and go get people. And all of a sudden, everybody really likes Maneater. Okay. In Jaws, the Jaws video game, famously there was at least one part where there was a door, like a security door that Jaws needed to get through. So his solution was to grab a scientist that had the security key code and hold the scientist in this bloody corpse of the scientist with the key code, with the key card rather, in his mouth as he went up to, as he swam up to the security checkpoint.
Gotta be right around here.
And everybody else made fun of that, and I thought that was like, to me that's peak Jaws. I'm like, if you're gonna make a Jaws video game, that is the way to do it. Hold on, we're gonna try to. Oh, he does get out. Okay. Incendiary bolt. Hopefully the rain doesn't put this out. We've only got 5 cartridges left. I've been out in the thick of it for a bit. Oh boy. Nope. Okay. The way I think of it, as long as we've got fire, we're going to try to burn out some more of these nets. Yeah, Mia, I'm trying to remember. Mr. Bones just did a playthrough. Not a playthrough. He did an episode of it. Twitch.tv/Mr. Bones _DBW. If anybody isn't yet following. Mr. Bones loves horror. He loves horror games, horror movies. He is one half of the Divided by Werewolves crew over at Divided by Werewolves podcast. And you can find that. I think it's like a Libsyn playlist, and you can find that by doing a Google search for Divided by Werewolves, or right here on Twitch where he did episode 1 of Maneater. I believe, gosh, who else? I was just watching somebody. Of all people, Catherine of Sky did an episode of Maneater. It is so far removed from her normal content. I honestly thought that it was a parody at first, but no, she did an episode of Maneater. Hopefully she does a second one, because she is fun to watch. She's on YouTube, Catherine of Sky. I'm sure that she's on Twitch as well, because so is everybody. How do you think we get into this compound? I wasn't expecting a gate in the way. I wonder if we have to go all the way around. Let me see if I can find a broken bit of fence or something up here. Oh, dear. Okay, so we're learning in real time that FeeCrest is not on the VIP list. We will fix that at the next opportunity, because FeeCrest should be allowed to post links. So, sorry about that. And unfortunately, we still don't have an exclamation point permit. If anybody knows how to do that, I am open to information about it. In fairness, we didn't look. So, okay, I don't see a way up here. I feel like this path is sealed off to us from this angle. I will say this, FeeCrest, if you text it to Mia, she should be able to put it up for you. And we'll make sure that you are able to put up links as soon as possible. I saw a question mark, and now it's gone. All right. Yeah, Mia's saying that all you should have to do is do exclamation point permit and then the person's name, and it didn't work. That's what I thought as well. Yeah, we'll look into that between episodes. Maybe consult with He-Who or Tashir or Patikin, whoever's available, because I'm sure somebody knows how to make it work. Oh, whisper it. Okay. That would also work. All right, so if I wanted to try to go get these, my best guess is that we would take this dirt road around here and maybe get into the compound over on this side. So let's go follow the white line. Also, Hiseo, if you happen to know the secret of exclamation point permit, I am open to advice from anybody who can solve the mystery. We're stopping at the police car because this one had a closed trunk, and we got a whole bunch of new shotgun ammo. I don't know what that sound is, and I don't want to find out. So we're going to hang a left here and see if we can get up into that compound. Nope! That was full brake, by the way. Jeez, okay, so it doesn't seem like we can get into here. I guess we could try going up and around there. I can't imagine that's going to be more successful. This kind of feels like a story-based area. But I'll give it a shot. It is a clip from Mia, Maneater, and Mimes. We'll have to check that out after after the stream. I wonder if that's a clip. Is that a clip of Mia's stream? Yep, another... So, certain barricades you can blow up and burn down. This is not one of them. Like, the ones that you can do that to are marked down. So, I'm going to say that this area is off limits until we beat some sort of a story threshold. I'm going to go see if we can maybe pick up these historical markers on the way back. Oh, okay. It is... Okay, I thought it was mime as in... I am trapped in an invisible box, not not that proximity mine that we saw earlier. Haseo, if anybody didn't see it, I would encourage you to check out the clip section, because Haseo picked up a truly wonderful moment from a couple episodes ago, and I really enjoyed it. I was so happy that he grabbed a clip of that. I will not spoil it, but you will you'll find it in our I think at the moment recent 7 days. Is it already nighttime again? 6:01. Yeah, we spent the whole day out here. All right, I'm gonna melee this guy because we don't want to draw all his friends over. Okay, are my historical markers right here? Every day. And there's one more, yeah, right over here. I am actually completely unaware if there is any gameplay benefit to getting these. I'm not sure if they're worth experience points or anything, but I figured they're collectibles. They exist in the world. We happen to be close by. Okay, if they can just be distracted for a second. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's head back. It has been a minute. We're low on ammo, and we've got lots of stuff to trade in order to improve our trust, get some more cash, and get some more suppressors for our weapons. Now, you notice that this car has a blinking light, so we can open up that hood, but it would set off an alarm and bring everybody out. And frankly, there's nothing I need quite that much. Okay. One of the things that I really like about the Dishonored series is that at the higher difficulty levels, that not only is there an adjustment in how much damage you can dish out and receive, but also the enemies become more observant. They have better peripheral vision, they can see farther, and I really like that as a balancing mechanic because it makes it more like playing against... More like dealing with actual people as opposed to video game characters. The Dishonored series is so great. I think for me personally, when I say, if I say the worst game that Arkane Studios has put out is Arx Fatalis, the joke there is that it's the only one that I haven't played. I've played... Okay, that's not true. I haven't played Death of the Outsider. I really want to. That is, that's on the docket to be played. I don't know if we'll wind up streaming it, but I love their design system. Whoever it is that they're getting to do their... Sorry, let me rephrase. Whatever method it is that they're using to produce their design documents and design their gameplay mechanics and get it all pulled together into a coherent whole, they're some of the best out there. Every Arcane Studios game feels so meticulously crafted that I always look forward to their releases. I don't know if we will wind up... Wait, there's a nest in here, apparently. Or in the area. Yeah, but I don't know where any of the actual nests are. You don't think they're in the tunnel here somewhere, do you? I don't see any offshoots. Whoops. Oh, Aleknax forgot that today's his parents' anniversary. Aleknax, I can't imagine that your parents care what I think, but if they do for some reason, I hope that you will wish them a happy anniversary. I'm going to pull a quick Yui. I want to see if there's any nests up on top of the... If we can get above where the tunnel goes, because that might be where the nests are. Yeah, like up here. Yep, look at that little cabin. All right, so let's park. I'm afraid...
Where is it? God damn nest. That's gotta be close.
Birthdays and anniversaries are not my forte, and I feel like sometimes it feels to people like it means that these dates are not important, but rather it's that when you enjoy somebody's company, it can be easy to forget that it's been a whole year since the last time that you had an occasion to celebrate this event with them. Like, the time can go so quickly that it doesn't feel like you've known them for a whole additional year. It's like, oh my gosh, like another 365 days so soon. Okay. Mia, I happen to know for a fact that it was not your birthday yesterday. Oh, the trolling is real. So, yeah, apparently there's 3 nests around here, and so far I've uncovered 0 of them. Well, okay, I can see one through that window. I'm going to try Chivalry's plan of putting a residue bolt into that guy when he's done murdering his friends.
There's another one. Time to burn.
Oh, you know what? Hey, we'll burn out the nest right now, and then he'll kill all of the guys for us. There's no way this can go wrong. Unless, of course, any of them see me. They might also just decide to play the hot new game Hop Fence. Can you jump over the fence more than your opponent? No one's here, it's just a bush. I would like to repeat that a few more times. Twice more, to be precise. I just need to know where the additional nests are. I was also secretly hoping that, like, the neurological damage of being poisoned would eventually take its toll, but he just still seems super pissed off. Have we learned anything about the additional nests? No. All right, so what else is in the area that there might be a nest inside of? Oh, wait. That looks nesty. Yes, okay. Now, for some reason, burning the nest seems to give them perfect vision on where you are. Fine, this is good. Okay. Mia has gotten an explanation for the rage bolts, that they are bolts that, when shot into one person, it makes them shoot their friends, otherwise known as a Mia bolt. At least in the games where it's been available, I don't think I've been shot very often by Mia, but then again, we haven't yet had the opportunity to go Red Dead Redemptioning together. Okay, that is 2 out of 3, yeah? Okay, so where do you think the last one is? Let's see if we can get some high ground. All right, so, well, actually, let me run in here. We got a couple things to do. I want to make some more incendiary bolts, if possible, followed by some more residue bolts. And the reason that I want to do that on the way is that now we can get some more nest residue for some more residue bolts in the future. Let's see. This is nothing in the garage. We did the house, unless there's something on, like, the second floor of the house, which is actually possible. Doesn't look like it's got much of a second floor, but we might need to check. See anything here. Grab the residue. Okay, so the red cabin is clear. Red cabin's clear. The... Oops. Yes. Floating cup. I'm calling that the garage. Garage is clear. And then we've got this back cabin. Any other paths, structures? Let's check the map real quick. Maybe something further up here? Maybe. Yeah, let's head down the path here a little bit. So, here's a question for folks that are sort of around in chat at the moment. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is currently, like, after various, like, discounts and coupons on Epic Games, something like $5 I think it would come out to. Do we think that that would be an interesting Mia game? Because it is a very dense, dialogue-driven RPG with a combat system that is serviceable. You know, it's okay. I feel like the combat is the least engaging part of The Witcher 3, but it does give you a lot of opportunities to have very emphatic sex with the characters that you meet. And I'm thinking that she might really enjoy some of the romance options in the game. The trouble is you have to dig deep to get there. Like, The Witcher 3 is not a game that makes itself readily apparent from go. It's something that you have to invest a good amount of time and energy into. No, I'm not here. Okay. Pick some branches. I think I've said a certain combination of magic words that might pique Mia's interest. Well, the trouble is in The Witcher, not the trouble, but like the thing is, it's not a game where you just go around. It's not Leisure Suit Larry, right? It's a really deep RPG. So the romance is actually the like almost the least of it. But what's there is. So once again, I'm short exactly one nest. So I think I'm going to head back to the bike, and it would not surprise me if the last nest is somewhere inside the tunnel. Take one sort of circuitous route back to the bike. See what we can find. Make sure it's not like in the corner over here. Some of the nests are really big and obtrusive, and some of them are kind of tucked away. But usually when Deacon gets close enough, he'll mark them. And somehow I'm at 25% gas, which I thought we were doing better than that. Yeah, I think it's definitely time to head back. Oh, but we could do this ambush camp. That's hard to turn down, because they're going to have gas, and... Don't go this way. Nope. My other just sort of random, completely non-spoiler thought on The Witcher 3 is that it's one of the few games that when we streamed the expansion pack content, we did so with the subtitles on.
Finish burning out this infestation zone.
Because I had trouble understanding a lot of the characters. Not all of them. You know, Geralt himself was always perfectly legible, but when it came to some of the quest givers that you would encounter, I'd be like, I legitimately don't understand a word this person is saying. So it was the subtitle heavy game for me. Me is distressed by the motorcycle on rocks.
I smell
Yeah, Mia, would it be $3? Like, it would be interesting to get Mia's thoughts on it. I'm just not sure if she, if we can commit to a full playthrough, because that game is anything but short. Oh! I was hoping this would burn down to the point where I could get some more residue, but... Alright, so we got that one. Let's take a quick look around this stream, see if we can find the other nests. I mostly want to... Oh, yeah. See? There we go. And by the way, it's... Whoops. I keep tripping on these stones. Okay. The comment about the, what's the phrase that I'm thinking of? Subtitles is in no way a knock on The Witcher. It's simply the selection of dialects. There were some characters that had very thick accents, and to me, to my poor American ears, I was like, I am too insular. I can't understand what this person is saying. There was one particular, like, very early quest giver that if I didn't have the benefit of subtitles to sort of fill in some more of the vowels, I don't think that I was going to understand what was being said. But The Witcher 3 is a fascinating game because there's so much just writing to it. There's just so much that they managed to put in there. Yeah, so I think we're going to get up there now. We're not doing a lot with... We don't have an abundance of fuel or ammunition. There we go. Whoops. Oh, that's right. We do have saddlebag ammo, by the way. Cannot repair the bike while in water. Well...
Bunch of murdering assholes. Can't let any of them get out of here alive.
Okay.
Men coming!
I think our cover's blown.
Come on out!
So I really want to get the saddlebag ammo, but also I don't know who is currently shooting at me. But that laser's coming from behind, right? Yeah. Alright, let's refill on ammo. Now, if I can stick a residue arrow or two in an enemy, then we'll have some assistance, provided they don't decide to just unload on Deacon.
Open fire! Falling back! Cover me!
What do you think now, huh? Somebody shoots back. How do you like that?
Okay, apparently the $3 was for Quake. And is that like the latest Quake? Didn't they just do a Quake that, Oh my god, this person was frozen by Q. Didn't they just do like a Quake Legends or something similar?
Now I got it! Damn it! Get him!
Somebody, I think it was Alec Nax, asked if we play any first-person shooters here on the stream. And so far, I think the closest that we've ever come was The Outer Worlds. First-person shooters in me have, like, a complicated history, because it's not that I dislike the genre, it's that there's... Okay, that person is very dangerous. Deacon. There's somebody over to the right that absolutely has an angle on us.
I know where you're at.
He's holed up! Move it!
I think what we're going to do is try to get ourselves a little bit of cover here.
That's all. How do we do? I think we're okay.
Yeah, it's probably over with.
Oh, they're down!
Crud. Yeah, the trouble with the residue bolt is that if it kills the person outright, you don't get a lot of use out of the distraction. Oh, I need to heal really badly. Hold on. Yeah. And also probably craft some more things with which to heal. He who's saying grew up on Quake, Unreal Tournament, Counter-Strike, and then CS Source, and then CSGO, and the new CODs. So there was a period when I loved first-person shooters. Here's just a random fact. The first time I saw Wolfenstein, I came home and my mom was playing Wolfenstein because she had like borrowed it from a friend or whatever and was playing it. And I looked at it and I honestly thought it was some kind of trick because no game could look like that. No game could be that smooth and give you that perspective and look that much fun. I honestly just thought that she was like, I don't know what I thought, but I thought that it was because it wasn't like there was internet video at the time, but I did not believe it was a game that could be played until I watched more carefully and realized that no, she was doing this in real time. Then Doom came out, and Doom was Wolfenstein like times 100 because now you weren't just shooting Nazis. You were shooting like demons and guys as well, and it was just so cool, the different enemy types and how complicated the levels were.
How do you like that, huh? Being ambushed, you like that? You murdering sons of bitches. We look like the type to have an underground bunker. Yeah?
All right, yeah, underground bunker. Let's find it. Over time, that's not great. No, lady. Sorry, you don't do that. And then, nope, you don't just totter off. Get back here. Okay. Okay, if we can funnel them down this narrow little path, make them easier to deal with. All right, everybody dead? Nope. I think that's another Banshee. It is. Hold on.
Finally.
Over time, my taste sort of started to transform into something that holy crap. Apparently, this camp was just keeping the Banshees in a big pen, and somehow I've let them all out. The trouble is, what we didn't kill there was the Banshee who just screamed, so I gotta go find her and shut her up, or else she's gonna continue to draw in more and more and more. So I got turned around. We gotta look. Yeah, over time, my interest started to move more towards games that had strong narrative components, and that's where, like, I started to move further away from first-person shooters. And for whatever reason, like, third-person shooters tend to have a little bit more story to them. Like, even something like The Division has enough running characters and narrative hooks that I find it more engaging in terms of, like, it puts more perspective to what I'm doing and why than a lot of first-person shooters. It's nothing against the genre, but the first-person shooters that I enjoy tend to be farther and fewer between. One first-person shooter that I really liked a lot was a game called Singularity. That was a game by Raven Studios, I think. I think I've talked about this before. And it had this really neat sort of time manipulation mechanic. It came out right around the same time that Time Shift did. There was a brief flirtation that shooters did with having time manipulation mechanics. And you could do things like rewind time or stop time around an enemy. You know, a little bit of this is the stuff that you saw in Quantum Break as well. Except that Singularity had like some actual story choices at a few points and a very complicated narrative, and I really enjoyed that game. I got really into that one. Not finding the bunker just yet. Unfortunately, no time knives in Singularity, but we can always hope for Singularity 2. God, time knife. So,
There it is.
there we go.
Down the hatch.
The next thing that I say is absolutely not a spoiler. It is it is a completely optional side sort of like collectible that can be discovered by accident in Quantum Break. It has nothing to do with the story in Quantum Break. It is purely a little Easter egg, and it is called The Time Knife, which is a script by a character in the universe. There's 2 separate parts, and I encountered this during our full-length playthrough of Quantum Break and completely lost it. Shoot. Okay, so if I go down into the bunker, do we think that the swarm of guys coming in are going to still be here when I come up? Because I'm betting they will be. I kind of like that they all just stopped screaming at exactly the same moment. All right, let me grab the ears. Or ammo, as it is. And here's a random fun fact. Janina Gavankar, I'm probably mispronouncing this and I apologize. But the woman who played Iden Verso in Star Wars Battlefront 2... of all people, got together a whole bunch of like a bunch of voice actors, including actors from the game Quantum Break, and they did a live read-through of Time Knife. And that is, I believe, on her channel if you do a search on YouTube for it, and it is a lot of fun. And they made it a lot further through than I did, because I had to tap out partway through because I earnestly could not see. I don't think that it comes across as clearly as I would have wanted it to on mic, but I was laughing so hard at Time Knife, I was actually crying. Tears were coming down my face, and I couldn't see the script anymore, and I had to stop reading it, or else it would have been the entire episode.
A map. Looks like they marked it up good.
Okay, new crafting recipe is...
How to craft it. Yeah, yes.
Wait.
This'll come in handy.
What did I get? I might have skipped past it. I didn't see it, though. No. Can't craft a frag grenade. I wonder if we got all the craftables. Nope, I don't see anything here. Wait. Oh, a tractor bomb I haven't done yet. Flashbang, no. Well, let me craft an attractor bomb, because I kind of forgot that I had access to those now. Let's see if there's anything else cool in here. Boy, that seems like a comfy toilet to use, doesn't it? Just wedge yourself right between the boxes of MREs and that oil drum. All right, I'm going to head back to camp because I would like to have at least some story occur in this. One of the interesting transitions that Days Gone has made is that the farther that we've gone into it, the more smoothly... It's been an incredibly smooth transition of the focus from the gameplay mechanics, which really felt like they were front and center, and maybe the story content at the beginning was mostly being used as an opportunity to introduce new gameplay mechanics. But as we've gone further into it, the story really has taken center stage. And I feel like this game had an uncanny sense of when the... Wait, you know what I didn't get, though? Gas at all. Gosh, we're almost empty. Yeah, we're not going to be able to fast travel anywhere. I didn't see any gas. Let me just stop here. We're going to see if I overlooked any gas canisters. But like we were just talking about with shooters, for me, having a story with characters and agendas and plot twists, that can do a lot to make up, to sort of keep me drawn in at a point when otherwise the game mechanics might have become a little bit rote. If I'm interested in the story and the characters, I can, like, my interest can be held all the way through. And I feel like that's where this game is doing very well, and where I feel like the first-person shooter genre hasn't done as strongly for me. And I'm not seeing any red canisters anywhere. Just maybe look up and around here, just in case I can loop beyond this rock. Anything? You know what? As we're doing a little bit of more looting, I'm also thinking about like what it would be like for Mia to play The Witcher 3, and like the game has a little bit of a wonky camera system. Like everybody talks about how great The Witcher 3 is, but it's easy to get hooked into the narrative in a way that you start to forget about some of the just basic mechanical issues that game had. For example, did anybody here play The Witcher 3 and not encounter situations where you found yourself unable to loot something because the camera wasn't lined up exactly the way that it needed to be in order for Geralt to realize that when you pressed A next to a lootable, he wanted you to loot that lootable? Or like there'd be something like up on a shelf that in order to get to, you had to like awkwardly clamber up on top of a nearby table and then sort of inch forward close enough to get to it. The Witcher 3, like, all of the story content is like top shelf stuff, and then some of the game mechanics just really desperately needed an additional pass. A long string of numbers, we'll go with 9095 says, this looks a lot like The Last of Us. Yes, it does look a lot like The Last of Us. And the closest analog that I would give for Days Gone is that it feels a lot like an open world version of The Last of Us. I don't know why I'm not getting a GPS marker. We'll see how far down these railroad tracks Deacon can make it. I have a bad feeling it's not as far as I'd like. But this is, in fact, not The Last of Us. This is, gosh. Like, The Last of Us is a really strong comparison point because you are in a post-apocalyptic world where you are scavenging for supplies and attempting to protect people that are dear to you. But The Last of Us has a more pronounced narrative and is also a lot more linear in its progression, and it's also more puzzle-based. There's some navigation puzzles in The Last of Us that have not come up here. This game is very action-oriented. It's very much about the gunplay. It's very much about, there's some stealth segments to it. The enemy encounters in this, I would say, are overall less lethal. Like, any individual enemy in this is less lethal than they are in The Last of Us. That said, you'll get yourself into situations where there are dozens or hundreds of enemies coming down at you like just a shockwave of death, and that can be its own particular kind of frightening. Oh gosh, what did I say? If I didn't call this Days Gone, then that is what I meant. I am so out of gas. There we go. All right. Cool. I had no idea where that newt came from. Like, in an earlier stream, I was talking about, I think it was during Subnautica or something. We're going to coast here a little bit, see how far we can make it on no gas. During our playthrough of Subnautica, I made a comment that what was lacking for me... Oh, no, that's it. We are now just completely out of gas. What was lacking for me in No Man's Sky was the narrative. And I think, like, Alec Nax has recently made the point, yeah, we're going to have to find something because we can't keep trudging through the mud. Well, we might find some fuel up here if I can get up to it. Let's set a marker there and see if I might be able to trundle up the side of the mountain as opposed to take the path. But Alec Nax has said that, like, in No Man's Sky, there's a lot of lore to look for. Lore can be interesting, you know, getting a backstory on something, but I like a current story. I like to know what I'm working towards and who I'm working for and stuff like that. And No Man's Sky is very pronouncedly, very intentionally not that kind of game, which in turn kind of makes it not my type of game. Like, it's not a criticism of the game to say it's just not for me in the way that something like Subnautica was. You know, we might have to wind up pushing the bike a kilometer down the road. I would prefer not to do that. Gosh, I was so up on the fuel supply for so long. But yeah, I think The Last of Us, like, the elevator pitch for this game of, like, open world Last of Us gets probably about 70% of the way towards an accurate description. And then what you have to account for is the shift from very, like The Last of Us has a real focus on avoiding conflict anytime you can, because your supplies are so meager that any encounter, any victory is going to be a Pyrrhic victory at best, because the world is so dangerous and there's always going to be an outlay of supplies to survive an encounter like that. Here, it's more about just making sure that you don't squander the materials that you have on you at the time. And sometimes arriving in a situation like this where I'm just out of gas, and what do you do about it? Well, at the moment, just get knee bit by a wolf.
There we go.
It's kind of The Last of Us by way of Far Cry 3. You know, you're collecting materials in the world that are then used to craft the weapons and gadgets that you might use during a combat encounter. It's also got an interesting economy system where you are trading at settlements in order to get new weapons. Oh, wait.
Oh, what the hell?
Yes.
That's worth checking out.
Why is this stuck in a pole? God. Okay.
I can use this.
Ammo I'm good on. So there's a gas canister here, and it's stuck in this effing pole, and I can't get it, which is very disappointing. Dr. Teflon saying, and hello to Dr. Teflon, by the way, but it looks like it's in response to something, and I missed the comment. Mia, thank you very much for doing the shout-outs, and yeah, so Dr. Teflon said not really, and that might have been in response to like an open, like Mike calling it an open world Last of Us. Yeah, it's an imperfect comparison for sure, but it is the closest that I can think of because, now in fairness, I have not yet played State of Decay 2, but I don't know if not Alec Max, if Haseo is still around. We were talking to Haseo about State of Decay 2. There's no other fuel canister here, by the way. At the Epic sale, we have now picked up a copy of State of Decay 2. It will not, by any means, be the next game that is streamed, but look for that coming up at some point. And I don't see any other fuel canisters. The one that was here spawned inside of a pole, so we're kind of out of luck. Yeah, Teflon, I hope that you're having a nice Saturday here. I don't know if he's up, but I was hoping that McMaster would be up by the time that we ended so that we could toss over to him. He was recently playing... What am I thinking of? He was recently playing... He moved from the baseball game to... He wasn't playing Maneater 2, was he? Maneater also. Gosh, he was just playing something brand new, and now I can't remember what it was. Because is asking if the canister was on the Pegasus, which is most likely not a response, not a reference to the mount that I used in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so I'm not sure what the Pegasus is in this case. Pegasus was also the name of a ship in Star Trek, but I don't think that it had any fuel problems that I can remember. Well, if we can get up to the top of a hill, we'll be able to roll down the hill. Yeah, so you get a little bit of momentum there. Muddy, dirty, filthy road. In an earlier episode, we were talking about whether or not Star Trek Discovery on CBS All Access would make a good first Star Trek series for somebody, with the general thought being yes. The worst Star Trek series for somebody to start with, I think, would be Deep Space Nine. And that is not because Deep Space Nine is not a good show. It's actually probably my individual favorite Trek series that I've seen. But it rivals Star Trek Picard in its just inappropriateness for a newcomer. It is, like, it's not that you can't get into it. It's just that there's so much of the story that has elements of it that are sewn into elements of Next Generation and stuff. It would be a heavy lift to ask of somebody, I think, to get into Deep Space Nine, even though I think that on the whole it's one of the strongest Star Trek series that was made. Okay, the Pegasus materialized in rock. I forgot about that. So it was a Star Trek reference. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, this is not the way that I wanted to end the stream.
Marauders, good. Yeah, waiting for me, huh?
That doesn't sound promising. Where are the Marauders waiting for me? Just looked to make sure that... Yeah, see, it doesn't look like a long distance when it's just here on the map, but I'm hoping that if we can wheel our way up to the top of the hill, then on the other side we'll have a nice... Hold on. Okay, sorry kids. You wanted something too? So for anybody watching, that probably would have been a lot more dangerous if I hadn't been basically doing my best tricycle wheel along the road, I might have actually like run into those guys at a high speed. It is true. Great gas mileage when you just sort of like wheeling along like this. Honest to God, when I think back, and this is not a spoiler, it's the very, very first thing that happens when you start playing Final Fantasy 15. The very first thing that happens that you see the four friends in the game pushing the car along the road because it's broken down, and that is one of my legitimate like favorite memories in that game. I thought that Final Fantasy 15 started off really strong. Here we go. Okay, don't hit the throttle because there's no gas and it actually just slows him down. Gosh, I feel like there was something else. Oh, this is not going to go well for me. All right, we're going to... This is not where I want to be. Roll faster, Deacon. Nope. Nope. Deacon, roll faster. Oh, look at Deacon. He's so ready. He's so ready. I don't think the camp people are going to be very happy with the visitors we're bringing. Beep, beep. Open up.
Hey, someone's at the gate.
Yeah, I can't slow down. Oh, tell me.
Curry's men. Open it up.
Oh. Ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. We did it. Now we can just basically park anywhere and go get our gas. Okay, we're going to do a few different things here. Let's re-up on all our supplies. Especially, by the way, refilling the saddlebags. I want to make sure that those are always available, even though I tend to forget that they are. We're going to get our brand new suppressor. Yeah, fill up all that.
Yes, ma'am.
Unfortunately, I kind of talked over all of her dialogue. And please, for the love of God, let's get the gas canister filled up.
Lucas Monroe.
Yeah, I just shipped in, you know. Deacon St. John.
Well, take a look around. I got all kinds of bike parts, if you got credits.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, look at that! We can actually get a new gas tank in there. Yes, please. Ooh, hold on. Oh, we can get a gas canister with a baby in it. Oh, I always wanted an unborn fetus in my gas canister. That's awesome. No, I think we're going to go with gas tank 4, though. Oh, wait, I'm out of cash. Okay, if I had cash, though, I'd probably... Nope, not that. Probably want to get Tire 3, because I think that would have the best traction, the best performance upgrade for this particular environment. So let's go sell all the ears that I've been cutting off of all those zombies.
Corporal, stay safe out there.
Deacon was out there, by the way, for probably 3, 4, 5 days. I mean, that was a long trip, so he's coming back in with a lot of stuff to sell. I need the playing card. Turn in all these bounties.
Right? Hey, I gotta ask, you, well, you seem a long way from home out here.
I was studying theater at the community college here. Go fighting platypus. Yes? was an exchange student from Yokohama in Japan.
I kind of figured that.
Yes. Anyway, as you say, a long way from home.
Oh, and I guess
Alright.
that's it.
Corporal, good luck to you.
Hey, Corporal. What can I get you?
All right.
Sergeant.
Let me see if we can get those wheels. Oh, yeah, with cash to spare.
Good piece of equipment right there.
All right, and then radiator increases your bike's ability to absorb damage. That sounds okay. You know, 250
Yes,
bucks,
sir,
I can afford
that's
that.
a good one.
And then that's probably it. So, can we take a moment, like the Death Stranding paint job I get, but can we all agree it's weird as shit that this is in the game? And by the way, if anybody's wondering, we've never played Death Stranding. Not on stream, not off stream. The closest that I've come to Death Stranding is watching Jason McMaster. So unless this game is psychic in terms of what I like to watch on Twitch, this is just something that everybody who plays this game gets a hold of, which is just bizarre. Anyway.
Well, there you go.
So I think we're going to call it there.
Keep that
This
bike close.
episode probably had
Sergeant.
less story content than almost any episode recently, but that's just the way it breaks down sometimes. Every once in a while, you will have an episode where it's all out in the wilderness and you're getting some jobs done because you need the cash and the trust to work your way up and be able to afford things like those motorcycle upgrades. So when we come back for the next episode, which will be episode 18, I expect that we will be pursuing some more of these storylines. There's a whole bunch that I'd like to do, probably less focus on the infestations though, and maybe going on that supply run for Weaver and or returning to the Diamond Lake camp now that we have sufficient gasoline to make it there. But that's going to do it for episode 17 of Days Gone. Mia has been doing a number of shout-outs, and I really appreciate that so much. And hello to Deacon, by the way. Who is explaining the physics of fetus farts in making the motorcycle go better. But yes, I hope that everybody will check out many of the people that Mia has been shouting out, including The Real Cutie Pie, Tashir Games at TASHERRE Games. Please also check out his new album, Because I Can, and you'll find links to that on his channel. He'll be streaming, I hope, most of the day tomorrow at his channel, doing some more Division Force. It'd be great if Deacon was in there as well. Deacon has also been playing some Sea of Thieves with Toxic, TOXIKK, so you can catch their co-op adventures together. Sanka UK, also a very prolific Sea of Thieves streamer here on Twitch, has recently been, oh gosh, I swore to myself that I was going to remember what he was playing. He's just started up something, and it's completely blanking on me, and Mia probably did a shout out just a short time ago, but I hope you'll check him out as well. Charming British accent. I really like watching both Toxics and Sanka UK's streams because you get such a variety of wonderful accents. Another great Twitch streamer here, twitch.tv/thesunnypanda, one of the best, warmest, and funnest Monster Hunter World streamers that you're liable to find. I hope you check out Feecrest, who's recently started up a full-length playthrough of the Mass Effect trilogy, which he is encountering for the first time. Haseo Ryu is nearing in on the end of Marvel's Spider-Man, the PlayStation 4 game. I forgot to ask him if he's going to do the DLC, because we did not do the DLC here. So that would be interesting to see, because that would make his playthrough more complete than the one that we have here. So I hope that you'll check him out. Also a wonderful streamer. Diesel Jones, unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to visit with him today, but he plays The Division 2 along with Deacon, Feecrest, and Tashir Games. He Who Dies did a very, very fun stream yesterday of Twitch Sings. They've added over 100 new songs, so he was combing through and finding the ones that he enjoys doing, and even some Eminem rap songs that he does not enjoy doing. And wound up moving on from. But he already did a much more credible job with it than I would have. I'm already losing track of who I have and have not called out, but we'll make sure that More Than a Mia gets her own shout out here. She won't be streaming this evening, I don't think, but will be in tomorrow for some more, as she calls it, Slow and Steady Sunday with some Graveyard Keeper. Big congratulations to her on having just wrapped up Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice last night. I was not able to listen to or chose not to listen to the in-depth conversation that she had with members of her chat afterwards, but that was very neat. I did notice that there was a long conversation that happened, so it seemed like there was a lot to break down. You'll be able to find that in her archives if you've already played it. If you're not interested in playing it for yourself, you can now watch the entire adventure, which I'm sure will be available on her YouTube channel. And if you're just sort of curious on that end conversation, it just happened, so you'd be able to check out the last and most recent episode of Hellblade and get that entire endgame breakdown. Personally, I cannot wait to be able to listen to it for myself after we have a chance to play it. We're going to call it here. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 17 of Days Gone, and I hope you'll join us for some more story-specific content, hopefully tomorrow, leading into More Than a Mia. But until next time, we're going to find somebody fun to raid, and I hope you have a great evening.